Hello and welcome to the Unrealistic Box, where we have realistic discussions about unrealistic dreams. We are your hosts, Kimberly Allen and Laura Griffith. And today in studio with us, we have graphic artist, graphic designer, holy vibes person, wonderful person, Mr. Miguel Thomas. Hi.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Hi, Miguel. So happy
pleasure.
that you could come here today. Really excited. Miguel, introduce yourself to the people
All
in
right.
audio land.
My name is Miguel Thomas. What can I say? As Kim said, I'm a graphic designer. I'm also all-around artist, well-driven individual, and not really get into much details. We'll focus on those other things later on.
Thank you for that introduction, Miguel. So you are a graphic designer. Did you graduate, or is this something that you just do like as a pastime, freelance?
No, I graduated from the Edna Manley College with a bachelor's degree in visual communication. So that actually covers not just graphic design, but anything that has to do with visual communication, as the degree suggested. So whatever I feel like I want to spin off and go into, I can do that. I don't have to just focus on graphic design. If I want to become a photographer, I can spin off and go into that. I still have the degree for it. If I want to become a web designer, where I'll design web templates, templates for applications and stuff like that, I still have the degree. I'm still qualified. So it's just an all-rounded degree that narrows everything down to creativity.
Nice. So you are a graphic designer. So what got you into the whole graphic design?
Well, that's very interesting. From a very early age, I was always drawing, right? And I would always get beaten, right? I always get beaten because my mother, she didn't really have it, and she always strived to give me the best things to go to school. So whenever she get me the books and say, "Hey, you see them book here, for your schoolwork," I don't see those books for schoolwork. I see it as a canvas, right? I take the books, I draw in every single page, back and front, like a whole bunch of scribbles. Like it never make any sense, but
I can
right?
see it all.
It never make any sense, but
Right?
my brothers made sense of it because they would go through and say, "Oh, this look like a man, this look like a car, this look like this, look like that." I didn't know what I was doing. I was just doing scribbles, and I was loving it. As I got older, I got into art. But next funny story again. I tell you the way how I realized that I had a talent for drawing. It was in grade 2, right? And I noticed there was this guy that everybody just surround him, right? Especially the girls, because I stood up and said, "Well, the girls surround me too." You get me?
Right.
So it come to my attention that I say, I actually want to see what happened over there. Time ago, he actually had a book with a whole bunch of cartoon characters that he sat down, copied them, and draw them. Never trace or anything. He had the talent to. I wasn't that good, but I didn't tell myself I can't do it. Actually, went home that day, got a new book, tried. I drew Winnie the Pooh. I can't forget that. I drew Winnie the Pooh. I showed my mother. She was like, "What?" Because I didn't know I could do it. So I did it, and she was like, "What?" And of course, the drawing did look weird, but it was amazing to me and everybody else in the house because I didn't know how I could draw that well. So anyways, I drew Winnie the Pooh. I drew Piglet on the other page. I tried to draw, what's his name? Tigger, the tiger.
Yes.
Right? I tried to draw him, but he was more difficult. So I'm saying, no, I'm not stressing out myself. I brought it to school the next day, and the same crowd he had,
Right.
I had that crowd too, right?
Of course.
And at first, me and the guy, we weren't friends because I didn't notice him, he didn't notice me, but he noticed me now because I'm now his competition, all right? Um, Fast forward from that, no, I just loved it. I wasn't even looking at the crowds or anything again. I was just looking at how much I enjoyed it, how much I felt like, like this is really my passion. So, practice make perfect. Practice and practice and practice. I started doing a whole lot of drawings. I realized that I was getting good at the cartoons and I was getting used to it. So I wanted to challenge myself even more. And I got into trying to drawing portraits. Like that was extremely hard, but I got it because as I said again, practice makes perfect. Started to do portraits and everything, and I sat down and I said, what I actually want to do with my life. But I love to be an artist. I want to be an artist, I want to draw people, I want to make money. Because at the time, as a little youth, everybody say I draw. Every grown person I go look by and say, say you can't make money with that. You have a good talent, so I strongly believe like, hey, we can make a living. But as I got older, I realized how the world actually run. I'm like, yeah man, the pencil and paper alone now I really do it. I actually have to spin off into something else. And before I even thought about graphic design or got interested in graphic design, I realized that whenever I'm out and about and, I'd say graphic art on products, billboards and stuff like that, I always question myself, like, I wonder if I could do that. I really like that. And the main thing about it is like when I was doing the portraits, I loved it, and I love the reaction I got from people and how it made them feel. And then behind that as well, I was like, after me pass and gone and everything, all of the people portrait them I'm gonna do, it still not them house. Yeah. So it feel like a piece of me still I live on. And I translated that to the graphics because I'm like, if I can design this product, design some billboard, create a logo or something, when me pass and gone, that piece of work I got always there in the world. You get me? Even if them update it and change it, the original design came from me. So no matter what you do, you can't really get rid of me like that. So I went to Edna, did graphic design. Everything was great, was fine. I mean, don't get me wrong, the journey was treacherous, you get me? I was gonna say treacherous, well, I get flashbacks right now. Student loan and the money for school and all of them, I grew up in a very poor family and I've been struggling for a very, very long time. And what helped me out of that was work and travel. I think
shout out
to
work and travel.
Yep, trust me. Yeah. And I know it's helping a lot of students right now in college, trust me. Because, I always love saving money, but it was to save it towards something. I couldn't save it and say, oh, all right, I can keep this and use that. I had to save it and say, hey, all right, you have this much now. What important thing can this money be put towards? And I'd always end up broke again. So I think someone told me about work and travel in my third year of college. And I was like, no, that sounds impossible. This can't real.
Where you went?
You get me? I went to Wisconsin first time. Neat. I'm like, this can't real. I'm like, what's the catch? I was like, there's no catch. You sign up, you pay, and you go work.
Make your money.
And at the time, I was like, all right, cool, I'm interested. Because I'm a very enthusiastic individual when I'm really interested in something. And I got interested, got all the details, and basically it's like, it was $2,000 US to get everything rolled, to get the ball rolling and to go. Now, me as an individual, as I say, I always save money, but I always have to use it towards, so I could never save beyond 50,000, right? And when I hear the 200, well, not 200, the 2,000 US, and I did the exchange in the Jamaican currency, I was like, me never yet see so much money in my life. So where am I get this from?
1 point.
You get me?
Yeah.
So we never see so much money in my life. I had no idea how the hell am I gonna get this money. But had one thing in the back of my mind. I know something that go.
Absolutely.
I know I have to reach, but I don't know how I gonna get it. And you know, I got school and I have to pay for this and pay for that, and I not get the money from them. I never did that work. So I started to work. You know, I was working as a security guard.
Would that have been your first job?
No.
No.
I was doing a lot of jobs before that. I started working as a security guard at a gas station in a very highly volatile area. I remember through the course of being employed, you know, one incident happened where across the street from the gas station, the don of the avenue was just hanging out. And the police that always patrol the area, and I was always watching out, they decided to take a break because everything's fine. And the moment they did that, it was...
not fine.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
Jesus.
It was very bad. Everyone had to lay on the floor and whatever. And I know what some of the viewers might be thinking. Security guard at a gas station, and that's happening. So it did blow? No, it never blew. Nothing was targeted over the gas station. It was all in the avenue, you get me? And then at the end of everything, the manager come around, everybody's all right? Everybody good? I said, yep, all right, back to work.
Back to work.
And I was back to work. I couldn't go home. I need the money because me need to go, which part me need to go.
Right.
But anyways, that wasn't enough. And that basically made me, wait and call it now. It made me pursue my art and say, hey, use this art to make some money. You can draw good. Practice make perfect.
Do you paint as well?
No.
No, okay.
Like, I decided to create something of myself and turn myself into a stream of income, right? At the time, I was on social media. I'm still there now, but I was like a social media person. And all of the popular persons, you know, on social media and the popular girls, they were all my friends because I was popular as well, all friends and everything. So I wanted to start to do portraits for individuals and charge a specific fee. And I did the calculation and I said by X time, I should have at least more than half of the money. And what I did, I used all of those famous persons and I did free portraits for them.
Right?
I did
that makes sense.
Did free portraits.
Okay.
Told them not to tell anyone it's free.
Strategy.
Right? And when they post it up and say, oh,
then you charge.
Whatever. Everyone. Because
so are you still doing that now?
Yes.
Okay. So what's your handle?
My handle for it's basically on Instagram mainly because everybody loves Instagram. People kind of stray from Facebook. It's Art by Dre, but with underscores in between the art and the by. So
art_by_Dre.
Correct.
Check that out. So we're not going on TikTok. TikTok is huge now, you know. We're not going to slide over that section.
Probably. I'm not sure yet.
All right.
I'm not sure yet.
No problem. Go ahead.
So you know, another thing I played on as well is, you know how some Jamaican, well, not some. Yeah, I guess keep that some. Some Jamaicans love the hype thing, right? Them say the hype person on social media, they're like, I see them do that. So I want to do it too. I want to follow.
And you don't know where it's coming from, what's happening, yep.
Right? So when them say the drawing them start get posted up and everything, I'm like, all right, if she can pay for drawing, I can go pay for one too. They had no idea it wasn't paid for, but no one needs to know that.
Right.
People might know that, no, but that don't go, right?
Business.
So at that point, it's like people started to flock me.
Yeah.
Yo, can't do this, can't do that, can't do this, can't do that. And we're just a draw.
You know what's funny? A lot of persons don't believe in giving free service at first.
No,
everything has to be, oh, I have my degree, let me do whatever, let me not volunteer, let me not give, let me not learn.
No, it can't.
But like that is extremely good. Funny enough, I heard a story of Soulja Boy. When he was just coming out, what he used to do is he used to post his music under popular songs.
So when they play, so I would type, let's say I would type a Beyonce song and look it up, but when it's played, I hear Soulja Boy. So you would hear that, and even though it is not the best strategy, it got him published, it got him signed and everything.
Anything works.
So anything works. You're putting out yourself, you have to risk it all.
Right. I have to believe.
Believe.
So, after that, all was going well, with the drawings, and I was still working. I wasn't getting paid a lot, but it was something. And it was in 2017, right? And as I said, I didn't have much money, but you see the phone I did have, this is the reason why I mentioned the year. The phone I have, I did one BlackBerry.
Yeah.
BlackBerry.
BB.
Button phone, everybody have a touch screen now. I remember one time in class, get a text, and class quiet. Class quiet and get a text, and text away, there at the back of the class, and you hear it go up. I must hear somebody say, "What? It's a button phone?" From that day, I never take out back my phone and text in a class like that. Can I say, no, sir? No, man, me getting it for the better. But anyways, at the time, I was with someone, and she was overseas. She came down, and she was like, "Hey, I have an iPhone 6 for you, whatever." I was ecstatic. Finally have a phone now.
Touch.
I'm accepted by society now. You get me?
I went from a whole BB to iPhone.
To the iPhone.
All right.
But
yes. Upper class.
But as I said, I was doing the portraits and working, but guess what? It still wasn't enough. It was something, but still wasn't enough. And I turned to her, and I was like, "Yo, I don't believe in asking you for money." Even though she would be more than happy to help me, I felt very uncomfortable because of that. And I asked her, "Hey, I really want to go on the program and do this and do that and whatever." And she believed in me. And I was like, "I understand that. You got me this phone because you see me with the BlackBerry and everything." And I really, really appreciate it. But here's my plan. I'd like to sell this phone, put it towards the money to go overseas. And I mean, when I get over there, I can purchase any phone I want. And she actually loved the idea. And she was like, "Okay, go right ahead." So I did that. Still wasn't enough. I don't like to beg. I rather suffer and do things on my own and get through it. I won't beg, but I had to swallow my pride. So I had my family members overseas and everything, and I hit up everybody, explain why I want the money. And I told them that, hey, you not even have to send 100, just send 50, 20, anything will add up. And eventually doing that, continue working, doing the portraits. Eventually, I got there. Got there. I went over. Went there, did the work. Like I call it bleeding. It's not anything to write home about or anything to be proud of. But when I was there, I work until I can't feel my foot, my hand, my nothing. I went time. 3. I went on work and travel 3 times. All 3 times. 3 jobs.
Wow.
The third time was the hardest, but still, I did what I had to do, and I attained the degree, and because of what I did, I was able to meet my wife, and my firstborn was able to enter this world. You get me? And then came home and had more than enough to take care of student loan. Went up there, they were like, "Hey, we have a payment plan and whatever." I'm like, no, I don't need that. No, I don't need a payment plan. Tell me how much to take care of everything in full. As soon as I said that, she was like, "Okay, Mr. Thomas." She never that saying it at first, but pay all that off in full, and boy, it was relieving, and get the degree and everything, and it was history from there.
A lot of accomplishments.
Yes. I appreciate the fact that you were dedicated to achieving a goal.
Trust me, that's me.
Yes. I
from
do
me.
know Miguel, and Miguel is consistent and disciplined. And I know you're not talking about your drawings. I'm going to talk about your drawings. Miguel's drawings, they look so realistic, like you're just alive. That's all it just need is the breath of life, and I eat that. Yes.
Oh man, yeah, man, definitely. I do appreciate the compliment and everything, and while they do look good, still a lot of room for improvement.
Yes, and I appreciate the fact that you realize that there's room for improvement.
Yeah,
that's all about growth and self-development and all of these things. So, you have your degree now.
Mm-hmm.
You're now a graphic designer. For someone listening and they'd like to venture into that field, what qualifications or what tips you can give them for them to accomplish what you have accomplished?
All right. The way the world is set up right now, and to be honest to you, to become a graphic designer, you don't necessarily need the qualifications because the resources are literally all over the internet.
Absolutely.
YouTube, online platforms that you go on, you pay and you buy the courses. I've used Udemy already, and the courses that they provide and the content, extremely good. Anyone can learn from that. The only advantage of me having a degree versus others having a degree and a master's, you'd stand out more to employers, because I can have the degree or a master's, and then someone down the road that is doing the same thing as me doesn't have that, right? Their work can be 10 times better than mine. They can have way more experience than me, and the employer still chooses me because I have the degree and the qualifications for it. You get me? But that's not always the case. So you should never even look at that and say, oh, because him have the degree, me better than him and whatever, them still gonna choose him. That's not always the case. You can get chosen as well, but don't allow that thought to belittle your confidence. You get me?
Let's talk about some non-negotiables that you have in your professional lifestyle. Something that you won't do when it comes to your work.
All right. I'm a bit young in my career, but I definitely know that that's something I need to work on because, as I said, I'm a hardworking individual, I'm driven, I get things done, and at times that consumes me so much, and I know that it's consuming me, and I'm a person that likes to think about others. So as you mentioned, family and stuff like that. And I'm like, they're not always there, them good, them the right, so I just get the work done. And then sometimes I finish the work and all is still well, but I would still draw back and say, hey, bro, suppose something happened to you or your family and whatever, how horrible would I feel, so you choose to work over them. And if something happened to you right now, what them are going to do? Them are going to get up and say, hey, I'm looking for a graphic designer, whatever. That's it. Company don't care about it. You get me? I mean, of course, the co-workers, they're going to sad and everything and whatever. But at the end of the day, life goes on, work goes on, and them need a graphic designer to replace us so they can continue doing it.
Do we cut off at work, at home, I should say? So I know, like for your profession, you can carry it home because you can use it on your laptop and whatsoever. So do you have a cut-off point? So like they say 9 o'clock, no more.
Yes, I started to do that.
Okay.
And that's why I say, I'm still young in my career, but at first I wasn't doing it. But I realized I needed to do it.
Yeah.
Because they were taking advantage of it.
They will milk you.
You get me? The people who are listening right now, trust me, no matter how hardworking you be and whatever, and you want yes man and you want good employee, they will take advantage of that anytime they get, right? Because let me explain to you. That was me. My manager knew and say, yo, Miguel, get the work done. Miguel, now come on, I'm gonna sort it out. I'm gonna go whatever. She would call me like 10, 9 o'clock in the night. I say, hey, yo, Miguel, say XYZ and this did never do good, and whatever, just change a little. And even though it wouldn't be like a small thing to change, the principle and everything behind it still stands. Like, no, you know, call me so late, right? You get holiday, and everybody enjoy them holiday. I'm good. See our caller coming like, oh God, work.
Yep.
Say, oh Miguel, I know say X, Y, Z, whatever. I'm say, all right, cool. I can deal with it. Weekend. Hey Miguel, I know, say whatever. And there was one statement that she used that never took anything of it at first. But this is what made me say no. She was like, oh, you're a salary worker. And a salary worker takes anything to get the job done.
Okay.
So in my head, I'm like, no.
Okay.
Because
there's a contract.
Maybe I work all of this extra hours, right? And holidays and weekend with no compensation whatsoever. So I was like, you know what? This needs to stop. Right? We cut off time. I went time work done. Right? I get my holiday them, I'm not answer the phone. I'm very sorry. My weekend, you know, get me. If I was being compensated, of course. But my manager, she started to, she struck a conversation once and she was like, Miguel, you know, I can take up my phone and call anybody on the team and get them. But when I need to call you, I have to think twice.
Growth.
I'm like, yeah, man.
Standards.
I saw it for go.
Right.
I saw it for go. Because if you set the boundary, you step over it, you trample it, you take advantage of me, you do all everything. And don't get me wrong, you know, everything I'm saying right now was done within the framework of respect. Whenever I just get up and say, yo, Carl, you know,
right.
This is done in the framework of respect. And after she finished saying that, you know, I had a response saying, everything I'm explaining right now, saying, well, I believe X, Y, and Z, you're supposed to whatever. And she was like, okay, I understand. Thanks for bringing that to my attention.
Most of the time, you know, they will understand. But if they get the sense that they can do what they want, they'll just work with it. Because why not?
They take full control.
Why not?
So, oh, Miguel, you might not do the work. Just link it.
So do you think that being able to say no and being able to set boundaries within your professional life is something that is very important to you?
Extremely important, because at the end of the day, I just work, you know, right? And you have your life to focus on. Yeah. You have your loved ones to focus on, friends, family, all of that. You know, your own personal development. Whatever you might do in your life that you might find therapeutic and it helps you, right? Because you always need to rest, so you definitely need the boundaries.
Miguel, I agree 100%. Boundaries are very much important, and they are the backbone of any healthy relationship, or professional relationships or personal ones. Once they are friends, family, they are important to us. I just want to end on the quote that I came into recently by Brené Brown, I believe is the pronunciation of her name. It says, daring to set boundaries is about having the courage to love ourselves even when we risk disappointing others. Miguel, I really appreciate you coming here today, talking to us. We definitely have a part 2 coming up. So listen in, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Unrealistic Box. I hope you were inspired and motivated to inspire and motivate someone else. Stay connected with us on all social media platforms, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. Join us next week for part 2 of our conversation with Miguel Thomas. Until then, be kind, spread love, and remember, live your own dream.